Welcome everyone to the wild and wonderful world of Cataclysm. Our delightful bunch of ne'er-do-wells are gathered here today in order to what seems to be have a nice spot of dinner. Perhaps, boil some leaf water, have some coffee, maybe recreationally do a little ketamine, and get to know each other. Right now, the scene is they are exhausted and weary after a combat trial which Asgard had put together, where he was mislaid by a horrifying goblin ne'er-do-well who is going to be tracked down and punished for his crimes. At present, our compatriots have now returned to their inner chamber, where they are actually going to be preparing a meal in a newly unearthed dining hall. Wait for it to load. So feel free to plop your tokens down on the dining hall. There are a variety of already prepared foodstuffs ready. You have a contingency of goblin cooks that good job, Asgard, just jumping right onto the table.
He is the meal tonight.
I'm sitting in a chair like a good boy.
fucking Asgard is the meal.
Silas, you receive 69 good boy points for using a chair. There we go. I like how Asgard's a conformist. Actually, you know what? He would be. I believe Ponike wished to cook a meal for her newfound compatriots. Would you like to open up, Ponike, with what you would like to do?
So, give me 1 second. It's quite simple what I've cooked. Pretty much I took ground pork, pretty much made curry ground pork, stuffed it into bell peppers, and roasted them on the open fire, and please enjoy.
Any commentary, Asgard? Oh, let's try to keep the stuff that we say in chat out in the open, because you all actually make some pretty good stuff down there, and it doesn't go into the macro.
If I may start.
Yeah, go ahead, Silas.
No, he's talking. He's talking with his mouth full, but he's taking care to not show too much food.
Oh.
Konake, I got a question. Oh wait, ask.
Yeah, let's wait for here.
Yeah, I don't want him to miss this. It's really stupid.
Yeah, let me.
Alright.
There you go.
Konake, I got a question.
Please.
This is lovely, but this has been bothering me since I first laid eyes on you. When you fart, does it light itself on fire automatically? I really gotta know.
Let me roll a quick a sleight of hand real quick.
Oh my god. The things I have to deal with. Okay, hold on. God, son of a. And go.
So, this has been bothering me since we met, and I just gotta know. When you fart, does it light itself on fire automatically, or do you have to think about it? You gotta chew.
Asgard nearly dies.
She's got to chew on that joke first.
My vessels flatulate. And that is all I have to say on the matter.
That's all you need to say. Who the hell?
I accidentally made him too big. Just shut up.
Here's this giant prick in my fucking hallway.
Get your foot out of my salad.
Alright, you have 2 human servants. Alright, keep it going, people. Asgard, you had something you wanted to talk to everybody about?
I need to catch my breath.
The servant walks over to you and is like, "Here is some wine, my lord," as he pours you a horn full of wine and hands it to you.
Asgard drafts the whole thing.
Damn.
Silas
Nice.
Good.
Right. Oh God. What the heck? I shouldn't expect anything less from you, Silas. But could you maybe time it a little bit better next time, to where I don't die from eating?
I'll do my best, boss.
Sometimes I wonder if that's the purpose.
It was and it wasn't. I'm sorry I wasn't watching you chew.
That's.
I'll make sure to start doing that.
I mean, you can see it constantly.
You
remember?
actually-
And he
you
points
actually
to a
see-
scar.
You actually see Belfan just like not so subtly putting his fucking notebook back in his pocket.
Hey, what you doing there?
Nothing.
That's a lie. What'd you write?
Well, you brought up the.
What'd you write?
Okay, I'm going to explain.
Hurry up.
I was getting ready to write to write if your theory was correct or not, Silas, because it is something I'm awfully curious about myself. She is a fire ganassi after all.
You think about chicks' farts? Weirdo.
Missing the point.
I would rather not discuss the flatulations of my vessels.
Yeah.
Or the burnt pants.
Vessels.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway.
I just wanted to bust your chops.
Oh Lord. Alright. So I guess first off I should apologize for trusting a goblin in telling me that there's an automate function for an ancient Dakani technology that creates horrifying monsters. So sorry about that. Second, I will be finding said goblin, and well, Belfin might need your help for that later.
Ooh.
Oh, are we doing another experiment?
Maybe, yes.
I love my experiments.
Y'all irked me out so bad with that science shit.
Are your plans
Hey.
to tor-
Hey, I
Are
don't
your-
take offense to that. Science can be fun. Fuck off.
Yeah, it can be fun, but so can, mud. Throw
I
mud at
mean-
each other. That's fun.
Science
your
is the reason I am
plans-
so strong.
are your plans to torture the goblin?
It depends on your definition of torture.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Depends on. I have a feeling I already know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be torture.
Torture
I
is
mean,
irreprehensible. If you're going to destroy someone, you destroy them. You don't make them suffer.
well, I'm not. I don't know if they're going to suffer. They'll probably pass out, to be 100% honest. And with Belfin's help, they will likely come to little to no harm. So, they'll be fine. But, on top of that apology, I would like to, I guess, since it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to, the drill, so to speak, I'd like to get everyone's thoughts on how we should best utilize each other within combat. Your strengths, what you think your weaknesses are, and what you would want to do in our combats going forward.
Somebody pass the gravy.
You see one of the humans kind of concentrate in a magical hand, wearing a butler's glove, manifests in front of you, lifts the gravy, and just starts pouring it all over your food. And the guy says, "Say when." As
Silas says nothing.
God, the gravy continues to slosh. Your food is covered in gravy. It starts to pour over the plate. onto the wood. It starts to drip and slope over the side of the wood, covering the floor. You can see the guy sweating. You can look him in the eyes, and you can tell
Oh
that
no,
he's
I'm
thinking.
staring right into his eyes.
Yeah, and you can tell he's like, I'm not getting executed for this. This is on you, buddy. Like, as he keeps pouring gravy, and then the container runs out, and he's like, do you require more, my lord?
And Silas looks him straight in the eye and says, I didn't say when, did I?
The man sighs,
Silas, what are you planning to do? Bathe in it?
does a.
Let me enjoy this.
The man looks at Belfin and says, "Is that your request, my lord?"
Depends. Is that what Silas wants tonight?
Would you
It's
desire
her
to
gravy,
bathe in gravy, my lord?
No, just keep pouring.
The man sighs, traces a sigil in the air, and a portal appears where gravy just starts to slope all over your plate. It's just this enormous puddle of gravy starts to form on the table, seeping onto Asger's side as he feels himself get faintly splashed with really well done gravy. Say what? The gravy continues to pour out of this demi-plane. The table is half covered in gravy. The floors are slick with gravy.
That'll do. Thank
Right,
you.
now clean this up. Now.
Prestidigitates all of it.
The guy sighs and says, I went to the University of Onder. And then he gets down on his knees and he starts using a portal to scoop all of the gravy into. So for the rest of this conversation, you hear this disgusting.
Belfan
Oh, no,
replies
no.
back. That's what you. Belfan's gonna reply back as he hears that. It's like that's what you get for going to a backwater college.
University of Onder is like the best. Okay, whatever. We're gonna get back to that later. It's like you went to Harvard, he went to Yale. Like it's really barely a difference. All right.
Yeah. Belfan knows what he fucking said.
Okay.
Now let's go.
Asger, take us from the top.
Full of gravy in him.
Maybe you should ask Asger. Maybe you should ask Silas what they bring to the table combat-wise, seeing as how they are masters of gravy.
Well, they
Silas-
just brought gravy to the table.
So I'm putting Silas to the test.
He's the gravy. Excuse me. He's the gravy
Bring all
train.
Silas, what were you saying?
Silas.
You were like while everyone
Hear me?
else was talking.
Okay. Well, that's what I bring. The gravy. Anything extra that needs doing, you let me know. You know.
That is a interesting analogy. I don't think you need
Oh, I
to
thought of
take
it just
quite-
now. I just wanted to see a lot of gravy.
Oh dear God. Well, of course you
Silas is feeling like a gravyholic apparently.
I mean, I like a good gravy, but I don't want to literally swim in it.
Your laws. And then Silas will kind of scooch out of his chair and start prestidigitating all the gravy up to help the dude.
Right.
Nice.
Okay. So when you say extra, that's awesome, and I can think of ways to use that, but I want to know what you like to do with it. What you
I
would prefer.
prefer. And Silas will straighten mid gravy zap and he'll look at you and. Well, honestly, friend, I prefer to run. So, I've gotten pretty good at sneaking.
All right.
During a fight, I can weasel my way around, do what needs doing in the background. You know, give you a little inspiration should you need it. But I got a few tricks up my sleeve, if need be. We can go over that when we're in a more private space, but
All right.
if you need me to do
fair.
something hidden or unseen, I'm your man. But I don't like to be up front blasting folks. Cowards live.
As do I, and I'm no coward.
Well, To each their own.
I have seen very many cowards die.
Well, keep looking.
How about, in the sake of our new council, which I guess we need to talk to our new friend here about properly inducting them into said council. But for the sake of our new council and not being like asshats whose head you currently have in a jar, maybe share at least one of your, shall we say, bamboozles.
To be honest, it's a better look for him.
One of
Nice.
my bamboozles.
So I
Alright,
can get an idea.
let's see.
Actually, quick question: If we're going, are we going to do the? Are we going to punt the Are we going to do something about the goblin right after this? Because Belfan's drunk and getting drunk. He's probably going to be up for any suggestion you have, Asker.
Silas?
Alright, I got you one. And he will walk to the human servant and cast polymorph.
Oh no. He fails. What do you turn him into?
God, what the fuck can I turn?
What's his CR?
He's probably 1.
He's
I
a
fucking-
villager. Like try it.
Turn
Try
him
it.
into a.
Just name something you turn him into. It really doesn't matter for this exposition.
A pretty white rat.
A rat? Alright.
Yeah, I like rats.
You don't say.
Well then, that actually could be quite useful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Anything else I got would it would ruin the setting. So I'll hold on to it.
Oh,
Right. Alright. Belfin, the turn is now yours. I know you like to use your many machinations that you've created yourself to, well, literally burn holes into everything. But is there anything else that you've wanted to do that you haven't really been able to?
that's a fun question to ask me, Asker. But kind of satisfied with where I'm at right now, all things considered.
You just want to continue blasting things to bits?
You assume that that all I'm good for is blasting things. I'm a bit more creative than that.
Well, then I would like. Yeah. Again, when we were under the quote leadership of the jar, he did most of the talking, the fighting, and getting in people's faces. The only things that I've really seen you do was blast things in the face with your badass cannon and/or my shoulder-mounted flamethrower.
And
Oh
argue.
yeah, I should probably explain. I feel more obligated to explain. It would be under your best interest, Panike, to not get in front of my cannon.
Is it a blast? He said it was a flamethrower, correct?
Yeah, about that.
I believe I would be fine.
I developed something that allows me to basically, how should I say this? I could burn it. I could burn a fire elemental.
Her eyes widen and she just kind of like stops eating and goes, "Go on." Like burn a fire elemental completely, destroy them down to their soul, destroy the soul.
That sounds like horseshit.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but with the the current specs of my Hellfire cannon, I could, in fact, burn an elemental. It would not be advisable,
I'd fucking say so.
nor would it be. It would be fun for me. I'm not sure about the elemental.
Right. So, again, you've said you can be more creative. Again, I've only seen blasting things into smithereens. Can you give me an example of how you like to be creative within combat?
He looks over to one of the servants. I suppose I can show this trick. He casts Windwall and does the same thing he did with the ghosts, in wrapping it around in a square.
Well then. Seems you can control areas as well as blow things to smithereens. That is quite useful.
Well, you should have seen what I did to the last person. I wrapped a Windwall around it.
Fair enough.
If you think that's bad now, just wait till I. What the hell?
Why are there fireworks going off in the middle of the room?
Because I discovered the FX options. Ignore me. Go.
I cast Windwall. I cast a Windwall.
Benika's lighting him. She's lighting him.
I cast a grounding wall. This motherfucker's just like. Mind you, that's only useful for ghosts or anything that happens to be ethereal.
Okay. Keep going, Asker. Keep interrogating them on their tactics.
I am very distracted.
But so he points. So one of the other things I've been working on, actually, Asker, is a weapon for me in the very case that I have to get up close and personal.
Fair.
It's still in its stages, but it has something to do with that rapier I purchased a couple of days ago.
Good to know. If it's all possible, I will attempt to keep most things away from you all. I believe the only other one who likes to get up in the front of things is Milo, and he is not here right now. We'll figure that out later. But that is good to have that backup. It is rather smart. Good to know. Thank you.
I'll see about. Well, there is another thing that I was thinking about doing, but it's going to require, shall we say, a bit more doing.
Right. Well, let me know if you need, how you say, brawn in that endeavor, and I will help you in any way I can.
It's probably going to be more maintenance related in that regard. Anyway, we've been speaking a bit about our own machinations, except for Ponike. What about you? You're a curious one.
What about me?
What's your
You're
favorite color?
that was quick.
I beg your pardon?
What is your favorite color?
Orange.
That's a good color.
Makes sense.
You said that that you, when you take over a person's body, you overwrite them entirely.
Yes, the only thing I remember is their name.
Their
Their
Right.
soul leaves and my soul enters.
do you? Well, shall we say, do you hear their final thoughts or feel their final thoughts, their
No.
emotions before they die?
No.
Curious.
If you're that curious, I'm sure at some point I could ask the mistress. Granted, she didn't answer me the last time I called her, which is rather curious.
If
That
you
is-
would like, I can elaborate on what has brought me here.
That would be rather nice, yes, if we're going to bring you into the fold, as they say.
Fine. She gets up, and she just kind of like walks around the room, and all of the lights on the side go out. So the only light in the room is the fire behind her. And she just kind of scoops a handful of it like you would. God damn it, Ian, that's not what I meant.
I have to set Fog of War on so that I can make it so that only this is illuminated. Do you mind? Now go ahead.
She scoops a thing of fire, sits down. The fire dims behind her, and the fire begins to dance between her palms and begins to make the shapes of people and birds and clouds, and pretty much she's doing like a puppet show, but so the only light is coming from this fire in her palms that she sets on the table. And it's kind of like when you hold a flashlight under your chin.
Hang on.
Yes?
Go on. I'm just sending something to Ian real quick.
It was when the continent of. And as she's telling the story, it's happening with like these little fire puppets in her palm. Very theatrical. It was when the continent of Corvair was first being explored, and the kingdom of Galifar wouldn't be established for almost 2,000 years. The divine Aethon created me as a phoenix, to be a force of elemental destruction. I laid waste to towns, villages, cities, everything that crossed my path. They named me Ponike, the bird of myths. They trap and slay me. I would be reborn from the ash, burning the entire place to the ground. For decades I reigned over what is now the Telinta Plain, until I came upon one small town. My reputation had preceded me, and they had a plan ready. There was a woman in the town who was sentenced to be hanged for her crimes. They decided a better use of her body would be to fuel a spell their clerics had devised. I arrived, began my path of destruction, and they put their plan into motion. They trapped me and transferred my soul into this woman's body. They believed that if my soul was an immortal body, and they were to kill it, I would die with her. Unlucky for them, my soul was too powerful, and I transformed her body into my first vessel. I burned the noose from around my neck and killed the party attempting to execute me. I then destroyed every living thing in that town until there was nothing left but ash, smoke, and corpses. Lastly, I killed myself in hopes of being reborn as a phoenix. Unfortunately, I was reborn as an egg, not a bird. A young nomadic woman came along, picking through the ash for bits of copper and gold, eventually picking up my egg. I took her body, turning her into my next vessel, and I repeated this process of destruction and death for the past 3.5 millennia. The fire in her hands, she kind of closes her hands like you would a book, and the fire behind her comes back to normal, and all the lights and all the sconces come back on.
Right.
About. And she comes, and as she's walking back to her chair, in about. I've lost track of time. I believe it's been about 50 years. I've been on a mission seeking a way to end the process. When I heard about you all ending the world, I figured it would be the easiest way to end my pain.
When we first met, you said a little birdie told you, and you showed us your friend there.
Oh,
Did they literally
Mythos?
tell you, or did someone
No,
else tell
no.
you?
The divine Aethon was the quote-unquote little birdie.
Interesting.
That was a hell of a story.
Hell of a story for a hell of a lifetime, I'd say.
Me too.
And my lifetime has been hell.
So we have primal fire and scientific fire. Well, this is interesting.
There's a bit of scientific cold soup. If a project with your arm blade comes through.
And then I
Fair
can
enough.
turn folks into rats.
Interesting. Right. So, other than obviously your, I would assume, you like to burn things. Obviously, you're a elemental being, as such. Do you? How finite of control do you have over it? There are things like.
I can
Go
show
ahead.
you an example. And a small fire, just a small ember, dances, just flickers through the air from the main fire and dances over and just perches atop the turkey and is just starting to like make little crusty, like really like, it's just like bouncing across the turkey. And Ponike is just kind of like slowly waving her hand back and forth.
Interesting. So you can literally control already the fire that is already around. That is interesting. But when it comes to, I guess, your version of, I guess we'll call it magic within this body, it would just be your primal abilities within your real bodies, the real body. But within this body, what exactly can you do with your magic other than blow shit up?
Well, I presume I am also good at creating smoke. And as she says smoke, the turkey erupts into flame and starts pouring smoke. She casts fog cloud centered on the turkey, and the room fills with smoke.
Silas screams. Ah!
And then once the room is filled with smoke, you just hear her voice, and she goes, "Smoke and fire have always been two grand forms of destruction I have control over." And the smoke like slowly begins to like settle and like dissipate.
Silas whispers to Asger in complete seriousness. You think that's what happens when she goes?
You hear Asgard cackling in the background, like, I'm not sure. But it's an interesting thought.
Yeah,
May I have some?
don't linger.
Have some. Have some?
What?
Sorry, I was. Don't mind me.
Right. So, we've got all sorts of things. Let's see. I guess for myself, since I'm asking everyone else, you all know that I can take a walloping, that's for sure. I can also deliver said walloping back fairly easily. And without being too uncouth, Asger takes off his duster that he kind of wears, and showing his left arm to Panike, which I don't think you've seen it yet. The other two have. You see kind of this deep greenish purple swirling mark that goes from the center of Asger's left palm, curls back around to the back of his arm, goes all the way up in intricate patterns, all the way onto his back, and takes up now, the two of you who have seen it before, it is much larger than it was the last time you've seen it. It takes up pretty much the entirety of his back at this point.
May I ask what that is?
Let's just say it is it's something very similar to what our friend Belfen has. It is a dragon mark. It is a lost dragon mark that no longer actually well, I don't know if it no longer exists, more say that anyone who has it definitely hides it from the world. It is persecuted. It has caused wars across this entire continent. In fact, you might have known about them since you're so old. When the dragons came and destroyed half of the elven continent, this is why.
Out of character, how many years ago was that?
Oh god.
How many years ago was what?
When the dragons, when the Deathmark War happened.
Oh god, that was like about 1,000 years. I'll look it up really quick. Keep going and I'll give you an answer.
It happened quite a while ago. Insert X number when Ian gets it. And since then, none have openly carried this mark. It's either been in secret or no one has ever recorded it coming back into the light. And, well, I happen to have one, which is rather interesting. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but it did. And it has given me, you might not have seen it, okay, but,
Are you?
I can-
Sorry, apologies for
ahead.
interrupting your train of thought, but are you saying that you woke up with that mark?
In a way, yes.
When?
Oh god. Years ago. Around the same time I was fully awakened to my purpose.
Hmm.
It was rather small, and honestly, I didn't even know it was there. It was on my back. And I was told about a weird scar
Rather
from
small
one
at
of
the
my
time. So
soldiers.
wait, rather small at the time as well. So are you saying that this thing has been growing?
Yes, it has. I've been.
Looking at the I'm starting to look at the mark itself, and I'm looking to see if there's like anything that would encroach your neck or anything that looks like it would be going towards it from the mark.
3,198 years ago. Okay, let's see. Pretty much the way I described it is how it looks. There are intricate, like kind of markings and almost like an incomprehensible language in and of itself, scrolling up his arm onto his shoulder and then down from his shoulder onto his back. So there's a pretty good gap between like where it is and his neck.
I'm looking for something that's more so like if it's connected, if it's connecting to like your chest or its heart or your heart, kind of like anything that would be deemed a vital organ. Like if this mark was moving around.
Well, it takes up the entirety of my back, so it can get to any of my vital organs from there. My lungs, my liver, my heart, anything.
You've prompted your mistress as to if that very mark might be a risk to you.
She is very well aware of it. She is the one who taught me how to increase its size and therefore power, so to speak.
If it's a, Belvan's gonna take some detailed sketches of the marks themselves, and then go to research it later, assuming that it might be a potential risk.
That is fair. You could. It could be. As of yet, it is only a risk in that it carries with it an ancient blight, so to speak, that if it were to be discovered as what it truly is, we would have a lot of very pissed off elves and possibly pissed off dragons wanting to kill me. And a very. Actually, time out. Out of character. Ian, does Asger actually know about you know who?
Yeah.
Okay. And one very, should we say, pissed off lich, and or happy lich, she might actually be happy about this.
She's
See,
quite
this-
pleased to kill you.
Yeah. This
Yes.
mark is of the House Bold. It is the death mark. And
I recall now. Yet again, that was a few hundred years after my creation, so I excuse my memory if I'm not as coherent.
no problem whatsoever.
Well, to be fair, your memory potentially has gaps within about 50 to 60 years at a time, so no one will fault you for it.
Oh, typically I acquire a new vessel within a day's time.
Interesting.
You see, fate always keeps a vessel within a mile of.
Understandable, but my point still stands. Your time is irrelevant to a creature such as yourself.
Oh hell! Hey, I just remembered something else I can do.
Okay.
You all watch as Silas fucking. God, I've wanted to use this since we started. Grows one size.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
He takes up 4 squares now. He's 10 by 10 foot or whatever. He's
Ugh.
a big dude.
Congrats on becoming thicker.
You are.
Oh no, it's all proportional.
I didn't need
Sick
to know
boy.
that.
You missed the point, Silas.
No, mine was over there.
So, let's see. You get bigger, but does it do anything other than literally make you bigger?
What was that?
It makes him
Yeah, well,
stronger.
Asuka kind of smirks. Would you care to arm wrestle in that form?
Not at all, but you're my friend, so I will do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me pull up what benefits
I'll do that.
Silas gets.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Well, let's see how dummy thick Silas gets because of enlarge reduce.
I didn't know I was going to get dinner in the show tonight.
Hey, I was already here. I'm insulted.
You're right. That was uncouth of me.
You have advantage
Whoa.
on strength checks.
You're always a show, Silas.
Thank you.
I'm going to say up your strength by 2, and you gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Nice.
Oh boy, that should be fun.
I don't think.
Holy shit! If you cast that on Asger,
Oh no, it's racial.
um,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
He doesn't
think
need- he
bards
does-
can cast enlarge reduce.
Yeah.
No, but I don't have the actual spell.
No. I understand that you don't have the spell. What I'm saying is, you can learn the spell and cast it on Asger, and then he becomes an even bigger, beefier boy.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
The goddamn.
We can get big together and we can be like, oh,
Smash all things.
Hulk smash.
And then fucking you got me and Bonica in the back just going burn fucking.
You fucking schmucks. Okay, roll your athletics check against Swoley McSwolstein. Good luck. You're gonna fucking die.
Gonna lose.
You're gonna die.
You know what? I look over to fucking to Bonica and say 20 gold on Asker.
That's a dumb bet.
I'll take that bet.
No.
You have advantage.
Hang on.
Double
Hang on.
50.
Ian, I'm messaging you something that may change this.
Where are you messaging me?
Let me double check my character sheet.
You add +8. Or technically +9.
I do?
No, I'm asking Ponike. Because you'd have to add +9 to beat my roll.
Yeah.
But Asger's dummy thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to beat him in an athletics contest.
Were we trying to cheat this one? Hi, I have Flash of Genius.
Ooh, yeah. If you want to do that, go ahead.
No, I'm an honest clown. I just like to be tall.
All
I
right.
just wanted to see.
Asger quickly and deftly defeats the super huge Silas in an arm wrestling contest with ease, considering that their modifier is what Silas rolled.
For real.
Yeah, even on a bad day, Asker wins.
As Asger deftly pins down Silas's arm, you hear the waka waka noise as their arm hits the wood, and that's
Hey,
the.
don't make that character choice for me.
All right, what hilarious noise does your arm make when you hit?
It makes no noise because it's an arm. Well, I guess it would make like a weird, like you know when you drop something plastic and it's like boom.
Yeah, it makes a thunk
Because
sound.
yeah, because claws are like really dense. We're so dense we're not immune. What's the resistant to bludgeoning damage?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Asger, I feel really weirdly rubbery.
He like bounces your hand off the table and kind of stares at it like, what's in the... That
Man.
is cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can kind of take a beating. You know,
Also good.
throw shit at me, it'll bounce, which is funny, but it hurts emotionally.
Fair enough. Interesting.
But it hurts emotionally.
Well, that is a rather cool trick. I like it.
Resistant to bludgeoning, not words.
You know, I'm curious now. Can I cast Disguise Self on myself with this?
What do you mean?
In this size that I am now, can I cast Disguise Self and make myself look like... I don't
Yeah.
know.
An elephant. An
Yeah.
What
elephant.
size?
Yeah.
Wait, what size is a Fomorian?
Oh my god. Let me check. A Fomorian is huge.
Huge,
Congratulations,
so-
you can disguise yourself as a Fomorian.
Well, they're
You
large,
just-
not
I'm just
huge.
large.
Oh, okay then. Well, no Fomorian for you.
Who is
Large and in charge.
Alright, what do we want to do next?
Right,
What
I
I-
guess.
Whatever is large sized, I disguise self like that.
You are
An
now.
elephant.
You're an elephant.
Okay.
Or a
elephant.
troll, or ogre.
Someone's mother. Whatever you want.
Ogre. Let's do ogre.
Holy, ooh, I like.
You're Shrek.
I like your
Oh no.
Donkey!
Right.
You know what? I take it back. This is the best night, and fucking Belfan just it just chugs the rest of his fucking wine.
You, I need you somewhat coherent later for the goblin, but anyway. Also, I guess other notes for you,
Aska,
Belfin.
you know I'm still able to cast first level spells when I'm drunk, right?
I don't really understand magic. I just happen to have it because of, this.
I may or
So,
may not actually fail to cast Featherfall when it actually becomes relevant, but that would just make that moment fucking funnier.
well, that would be unfortunate. But anyway, so
Oh, that
another thing
goblin was an asshole.
that is true. The reason, I guess, why it's getting bigger, if you all remember when
Interesting choice of
well,
word.
when the asshole went to sleep and I talked to him because of it, and I also talked to Milo within this same particular thing, the same language I used to summon the mistress here onto this plane to assist her. When I use that language, it resonates with this mark. That is the majority, I at least believe, of the reason why it is getting bigger. There could be other reasons, but that has something to do with it, at least. But with this, I can, well, as you know, my mistress is the mistress of death, and therefore necromantic energies and things of that nature. And because of that, I can use, well, death magic, so to speak. But other than that, I have this insane scythe now, and yeah, that's kind of my shtick. I get in things' faces and make them hurt until they stop breathing.
Ponike looks burnt at the burnt turkey sitting in the center of the table, and she goes, "Well, with a lovely dinner finished, I must be getting to bed. Is there a bathtub in this building?"
I'm sure we can get one sent to you. If I do recall correctly, though, we might need you for a bit longer. We are supposed to be getting, how you say, information from a few sources soon.
Oh, okay then. Well, then after that, can one of your servants acquire me a bathtub?
I kind of look at the servant.
I, you
The one who
know,
isn't a
I
rat.
was. I've been sitting here thinking for a couple of minutes how best to suit your needs, Ponike.
Yes.
You
I'd
should.
rather not burn down your domicile in my sleep.
Mm, I'm not too concerned about that. I am more concerned. I am more concerned about you actually having a decent night's sleep without, oh, sitting in a fucking bathtub.
No, most bathtubs are quite accommodating. They're right next to the toilet and the zinc
Turlet.
and the zinc.
The, you have quite a unique accent.
Okay, but like out of character, I decided she uses like old people words for things, so like
You
turlet
have
and
to say
zinc.
vegetable. You have to say vegetable. That's what my grandma said.
Yeah. So I've been researching like old people phrases.
You're missing the point. We can see about getting you some fire resistant sheets.
Perhaps maybe one of your servants can go and fetch it while we Get information.
Yes.
It might
We
be
would-
something with that's flame retardant, but at least you'll be covered in your sleep.
You bring her an asbestos blanket, and she's like, "Cool, thanks."
Can't wait to take a real big, deep breath every few seconds.
Has one of your party members been diagnosed with mesothelioma?
Oh my god!
Right.
Call the Church of the Mater now for true resurrection today.
Cast
Or
fire,
true whatever.
cast a fire resistant spell on everything that living in.
You just rig up like a fire suppression system to just like completely douse the room if it catches on fire.
Yeah, it'd just be like it'd be like, oh shit, the fucking fire is going up. It's like you got like two goblins just watching you every night, and like one of them sees the fucking fire come up, it just fucking pulls the lever.
It's just two goblins standing at the foot of my bed with fire extinguishers.
Just a second, y'all.
Nervously standing there.
Ian's mic isn't getting picked up. So.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hey, can you hear me? That's fucking stupid. Alright, anyway, I made that asbestos joke before someone else said it, so I'm pretty fucking mad. Anyway, no, it's fine. Keep going. Alright. So, the guy, as you tell him maybe someone can get a bathtub, it pans over to this guy who is covered in gravy. He's sweating. The sweat is going into the gravy. There's just gravy fucking everywhere. The guy is muttering to himself in fucking undercommon curses as he's just scooping. He's just saying fucking stupid assholes in their goddamn gravy summoning. Okay, well, you don't fucking understand what he's saying. He's just moaning and cussing in undercommon as he scoops gravy into a like a little portal. And he's like, "Oh, nothing, my lord, just complimenting your grace." And then he starts muttering in undercommon again as he gets up to get a fucking bathtub. He says, stupid gravy summoning assholes. I can't believe I went to the University of Andere to summon gravy out of a demi-plane. This is ridiculous. I should have listened to my father. Like, he has a magic item. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second, everyone stop talking. I swear to fucking God. Now the stupid bullshit isn't picking up your dialogue. What the fuck? Oh! 1 minute, I have to reset literally